Go. Right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to JCI Radio Philippines. And tonight is a very special episode because we have here with us the Junior Chamber International World President, Shine Bhaskaran. Good evening to you, sir.
Good evening, everybody. Maganda gabi.
Okay, so you just are at the tail end of your trip here in the Philippines. So how are you today after the last 3 days that you're here?
Yeah, I feel very comfortable and very happy how the JCA members of Philippines is doing. I was taken to many places here in Philippines to see how our members are working. As a JCA president and the team of international officers, I can feel that JCism is doing a very good. Thank you so much for being a JCA member, and it's a true demonstration of youngsters how they are doing in their society.
Well, it is not the first time that you came here to the Philippines, and you have been in the Philippines in the past, and this time around you are coming here as the world president. How is this trip different from the other ones?
It's something surprise for me, being that as a JCA president coming as a protocols. JCA Philippines always have a lot of protocols happening, so I feel a lot of difference when I came as a JCA ordinary member and an officer in 2011, and now as a JCA president, a lot of protocols. And here always members used to call in the short form world press or something like that. So I was a little bit confused in the beginning. What's happening here? What's the press? But finally, I could understand that this all are related to the protocol, and they want to observe clearly what's going in the protocols. That's the disease.
Okay, so we actually saw you that you went to Tacloban, and I'm sure you saw the devastation on TV. And how's this trip seeing Tacloban with your own set of eyes?
Tacloban, still they are having a lot of challenges. Still a lot of need for some rescue operations. So a lot of supports has to be given. And when I was in conversation with the mayor, vice governor, they are thinking like it will take another 5 to 10 years to rebuild all the process. So if and they are very happy that's how the NGOs, non-government organization, supports this Tacloban area. So we need more support. So, and JCI is a reason of that. We decided to support, and we launched Operation Hope, and we will be coming up with some sustainable projects. So JCI Philippines will be doing the projects on behalf of JCI.
All right, we'll get into that more later. So we'll backtrack a little bit. And when you became the world president of 2014, what were your main goals that you set for your term?
It's always I have a personal view on my world presidency as because we have to shift our focus from mostly from the projects, numbers of the projects, to the impact, because the impact is very important as far as non-government organizations. If we are not focused on any impact, just for focusing on the number of projects, then somehow we will lose what we are having the values or what's our mission. So as the team of 2014, we have a focus for the impact, and apart from that, so we are very much focused on the grassroots level, what's happening in the grassroots level. And we are trying to give a lot of information, a lot of mentoring programs to the chapter person, so that the chapter persons really can make the difference and they can make the impact.
Okay, actually we stumbled upon your Facebook page and we saw a lot of Unite to Impact signs there. Can you tell us more about this project and what is it in line for your term?
It's a Unite to Impact is a common wordings for this year, to make all the JCA members to visualize that we should be united for our process for the impact. So it's uniting is just not like to get monetary benefits for our organizations, nothing like that. for bringing a lot of experts, a lot of resources to the organizations, a lot of efforts to be taken. Just when we take a case of coffee, for maybe JCI is like milk. If some organizations will come as a coffee powder, somebody will come as a sugar, somebody will be coming as water, and it will be having a good blending.
Yes.
So that's what we want. There will be a good impact if we can unite many of the sectors. So we believe that in the recent surveys done by JCI, government alone or a business organization alone cannot do all the challenges. So for that, if JCI can be an organization to unite government, business, and other NGOs to become more brighter for bringing up more sustainable impact, that will be great. That's the reason unite to impact.
Nice, nice. So let us talk about your hometown, India. And can you tell us the major impacts of JCI India and what were the major projects for positive change in your area?
Major focus in our areas is like we mainly concentrate on the youngsters, youth, because we always believe that these young kids or children's will be the real future. In India, when we did some surveys, we found that a lot of the school curriculums will be really focusing on the theory part, and when they come out from the schools or colleges, they will not be knowing what's happening, how they have to move about in their life. So then GCI had a master plan that in each area we should pick up some schools.
Okay.
So JCI is taking care of one chapter means one school. So in India we have 800 chapters. So 800 schools will be taken care by in different localities.
Wow.
So that will make a lot of difference in India in the future. These kids will be having a lot of skill development trainings. So when they came out from the schools, they will be an excellent people who can do a lot of changes in the future as well. That's the main some focus points now JCI is doing.
Okay, so again, let's go back further in your past, and can you tell us the story on how you became a JCI member? How did you come to the organization?
I will tell JCI have a lot of impact in my life. As when before me joining into the JCI movements, I never had a chance to have a lot of friendship because I studied in the hostel. So after coming out from the hostels to the college life, I felt that I'm vacuum without no friendship. So that's the reason I was fully into the business and I will not be able to get in touch. So when I reached to the JCI, the world and the platform was so wide for me.
Okay.
So the skill development trainings which JCI gave to us was really helpful for us to build confidence in our life and to make our business establishments, professional lives much brighter and easier for us. So JCI is something like which we can say it's a platform for anybody to bring more confidence in their life. So for in my life also it was something similar when one of my friend invited to JCI moments. It was like a day and night difference. When I was not in the JCI moment, when I came, it was brighter and brighter. So JCI helped me a lot in coming up, and I thank to my friend who still invited me to JCI moments.
I wonder where he is right now. Where's your friend right now who invited you to?
One Mr. Shajish invited me to, but it was really fortunate for me because I donated. I gave my first money as a donation, not as a subscription, because I had something like. I heard good about GCI, but I'm really reluctant to go out from my comfort zone. But he again, thanks to Sajish, that's he took me to first training programs of a presentation, effective public speaking, where I had a lot of challenges to speak because I never had my microphone in my hands in the previous days. So it's
one of the
changing.
fears of people is talking in front
Yes.
of crowds.
That's something we need or require in our life always. Some skills has to be developed. So yeah, that's what I said earlier. We all in India have a curriculum like it's a theory, and when we come to the life, it's bring a lot of setback for us because we have to be reserved in many occasions because we don't have the skills, we don't have the necessary things for us.
Okay, so first 2 years in the organization, you become the local organization president and of your chapter. Can you describe to us the moment that you stepped in? And I know that different chapters have their own different scenarios. And what were the first challenges that you encountered when you first stepped in as a local organization president back in, I think that was 2001?
For me, when I said earlier, it was like I was a so reserved person, and nobody will believe that I was so reserved in the previous days. I don't have the friend circle. I don't have any something like that. So once I joined, then only I started learning many things. How we can make friends, how can we maintain friends,
Okay.
how we can get in touch with other people.
With other chapters. Yes.
In the beginning, as a chapter president, it was also some challenges like I was a little bit reluctant to coordination, but the JCI friends are very supportive, and the past presidents from our chapters they really mentor people how we can go about very effectively as a chapter president. In initial stage when I took the chapter was the membership was not that strong. So first phase when as a chapter president we thought to have a little bit more campaign for the membership. So more membership means more strength for the chapters and more volunteers. We can do little bit more of greater works, and so that was the first phase we did. And what was the challenger? And when we addressed those challenges and came with the solution, then everything was open for us, and the activities in that year went in the run in the right directions, and everybody was happy. That's the reason maybe why I am here in this position. That's all the stepping stones for our different positions.
Okay, so in 2005, you elevated yourself to a higher position and you became the zone president. So, what is the difference of the challenges of a local organization president and a zone president?
In India, we as the country is big, as well as the JCSM is having a lot of chapters. The administration is really tough. Sometimes there will be some challenges. So for making the administration a little bit easier, we have a zone system. That means in India we have 24 zones. So those zones have a different zone presidents and also exclusively governing board as well. So this governing board will give supports to all the chapters. That's how the systems is having in India or in some big countries like India. I as a zonal president have challenges like we have to travel continuously to different chapters to support them, give them guidance. So we will be out of home from 2003 onwards when I was a zone vice president. So when the zone presidentship, we were continuously out from home maybe half of the year for different reasons. But it all gave us a lot of openings, a lot of good results as a member of this organization, as a good citizen.
You told us about going away from your home for one family. How did you talk to your family about this is going to be a year that I'm going to be mostly away?
It's something like how we manage our family. I never felt that till this moment, from the chapter presidentships to the international presidentships, I never felt that my family is not supporting, because when I said in 2005 in the zone presidentship I have to go away from the home, that doesn't mean that I'll not be carrying my family together. So in our places, when we go for these things, it's always we can take a family wherever possible. So if I'm going 200 days out of my home, maybe 50, 60 days, they also
They
will
are
be
with you.
together with me for different reasons or different occasions. So they also enjoy going out together with us, having friends, fellowships. So I never felt any bad setbacks from the family. They are very supportive.
Okay, now from the zone president, you became the national executive vice president in 2009. Now, how can you tell us the challenges this time around that you became the national executive vice president?
National Executive Vice Presidents, I was assigned with 5 zones. I said earlier, we have zone systems. Executive Vice President is the person who is going around to different zones and coordinating with the zone government board and zone presidents. So it was like India being big country, we have to go in different mode, maybe in the train, on the flight, to reach the different destinations. So when we will be camping for 5 days in one zone, and there is some mandate from JCI India that we were to visit 2 times at least a year. So that's give a lot of interaction, lot of positive thoughts, lot of new ideas for us, how we can do in very poor places or places have a lot of challenges, and how we can do a lot of JCisms in the metros, entirely different process. So it will be like a good learning experiences for us in any positions of JCI. So we also learned a lot when we were there as the executive vice president of JCI India.
Okay, so the following year from national, you became the international. You went international and became the UN Affairs Commissioner for Asia and the Pacific, and this time around, you're serving the Junior Chamber International on an international level. And how do you compare serving the organization on a national level to an international level?
Serving in the local level, when I was the chapter president, that's what the most precious, or I can say the most touching moments for me, because in that year we will be doing according to our taste, according to our flavor. We are the persons who is doing each and everything for organizing. If we are organizing a meeting, the chair arrangements, the banners, all will be as per our taste or as per our vision. So we will be involved in each and everything. But after that, in each positions, our involvement in the meeting or the procedures will be less and less. We will be more likely to be in the administrative positions, or we will be more into the inspirational or motivation factors.
Okay.
So that's what's the major changes when we are there as a chapter presidents, when we are into the different positions of the international. But when I was into the international, it's like more into the communications.
Okay.
How we communicate, how we can gather the information, how we can bring all the mindset together, how we can bridge everybody, and how we can bridge United Nations millennium things, how we can bridge those to the chapter levels, national level. The focus points was like that. When I was the JCI vice president, then also visitations started to the countries. I was assigned with 6 countries.
Okay.
So I was going there. I was seeing what's happening, what's real needed for those countries. So there some administration as well as some traveling, making up mind how the internationally we can collaborate with many of those things.
Okay, so you went to different countries already, and what were the memorable countries that you can say, and what made it memorable for you?
When I was into many countries, the working style, the protocol, the how effectively they doing the projects is all having wonderful impact in me. I cannot say that one country is the most best or best having things. When we go to each country, they have their own way of doing things, and they have the very creative way of doing things. So for me, when I went to each place as an officer, they have their own unique things because
Yeah.
for me, if I take some good food in India, that's so special for me. And if I go to some other places in some different parts of the world, they have also their own cuisine, so it's so special. So as an international officers, I never will doing a comparison. So oh, they did a good job or that this something good, but we always will guide them. So if they are lacking on something, so always they will try to give the best of the best when we are there as their officer. So always very impressive when I was there as an officer for the visit.
Okay, so let's talk about the Philippines right now. So, seeing the organization on a macro level, what can you say about the influence of the Junior International Chamber International Philippines towards the world?
Oh, JCI Philippines has a lot of contributions to the international scenario because when we look into the history, in Asia, the first chapter for the Asia is came from Manila, JCI Manila, and and after that, JCI Philippines had a major role in bringing JCisms to many of the countries around the world. And I'm from India, and I can very proudly say that one JCI Segunda Mapa was the first persons who introduced JCisms to India. We started the first chapter in Calcutta, and JCism brought there from the Filipinos. So like that, we can say you are the parental organization to many of the countries, and still you are playing a major role in bringing the positive change around the world.
So that's really good to hear. And so now, in moving forward, how do you see the Philippines' role in the entire organization moving forward to the future?
We have a lot of hope for GCs from the Filipinos, GC Philippines, because when we took the history of international scenario, we have the five international persons from the country itself. So something that's very rare in JCism because we have a representation in 123 countries, and if we see each country one or two, at least one each international persons if it's coming, then it will take long. But in this very short span of time, JCI Philippines gets five international persons means the members here are really quality wise it's very very high, and because when I monitor the working styles of the Philippines, they have a real master plan how they have to develop the members. So maybe that's the reason why the quality members are coming, and we are looking forward to bring more and more glory to Philippines.
Okay, so as you go back, what are the memorable stories that you will bring back from this trip from the Philippines? That you will say that in the Philippines we did this and did that.
It was a surprise for me when I was there in the JCI Manila general membership meeting when they donated 400,000 pesos for the rescue operations and bringing back the Tacloban. So that's a surprise for me when JCI International in the first stage we are bringing 22 million pesos here for the Tacloban reconstruction. One chapter from the Philippines is doing 400,000 means something which we can really appreciate. So that's something capacity of the chapters, how they can take up the challenges to bring the solutions. So I can speak any places like how the coral, solar powered corals generating in Domingo, how environmental projects and how creativity they are using. Legazpi, when I was there, how super markers they built in 2 weeks. This all will be the talking points when we are going around. So a lot of things I can speak from these trips to Philippines.
Well, thank you very much for that. And now going to the future, let's say 5 years from now, where will World President Shine Bhaskaran be?
Uh,
Have you ever thought of it?
I'll be thinking. Sometimes I'll be thinking what should be, but I always feel that my life should be meaningful rather than leading a luxurious or some life like that. Definitely, as a man, I'll be having my own professions. I'll be building up a lot of things, but I'll make sure that my life is meaningful apart from major focusing on the luxurious life. So in the coming futures, maybe 5 years or 10 years, I should be justifying myself as a person, a human being, that I led a very meaningful life.
Okay, so, and by the time, and as you look back to your world presidency, and of course, we have this 1 year to lead policy here in JCI. So, how would you want people to remember your term as world president when everything's said and done?
Yeah, well, this year our members should think in terms of the impact, how much impact we created, because earlier we will be more focused on the project sides. Now we will be more focused on the impact, how much we want to create. And this year, as far the administration is concerned, we are working on all procedures with a deadline. So we will be surely accomplishing many of our plan of action, so we can move ahead. And in the end of this year, we can project to the entire world that we accomplish many of the things which we really want to be there in the plan of action.
Okay, so again, since we're addressing to the public who are non-JCI members, what is your message to the public about what the Junior Chamber International is?
To the public, so Junior Chamber always will be a good platform to anybody, because when I was saying about my history itself, that's something, a good platform to anybody to bring up their all that will be a solution for anybody to be a perfect or to be more confidence to do anything, maybe in the profession, maybe in the business. It will be a good platform for anybody between 18 to 40. So when we go around for the conferences or to the international events, and that will be a good opportunity for us to also get connected with the international community and make up our views as global citizens as well. So be an active citizen and be involved in your social life and make your life a little bit more meaningful, so that we can make together make this world a better life, to better world to live in.
Okay, so now what is your message to your fellow JCI Junior Chamber International members here in the Philippines?
To my members, I'm really happy to be here in the Philippines as a JCI president, and really impressed how we are working here. Thank you so much for your passion, enthusiasm. I love what you're really doing here. Thank you so much for all the passions. All the very best for you. Keep going.
Okay, so thank you so much, World President Shine Bhaskaran, for taking time on guesting on our radio program, and we hope to have you once again here on JCI Radio Philippines.
Thank you so much. Salamat.
Thank you, sir. Well,